Hello, and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are currently playing through CODA, and very much leading Kazusa on, which is a terrible thing to be doing, especially since she's openly been saying, you know, this hurts me so much, maybe I'm better off without you. But here we go, we're just gonna continue hugging her and blech. Not blech is in Kazusa, just blech is in like, if someone tells you they want to be left alone because it's painful for them, you should just leave them alone. And the moment she gets my permission, both her happiness and sadness gush out at once.
私はこんなにもお前のことが好きなのにどうしてうまくいかないんだよ。
I'm sure the people living in the neighborhood can hear her. Despite the fact that Kazusa was afraid of being seen by someone earlier, she's completely open about having her feelings heard by anyone right now.
そんなに私のことが嫌いか？こんな痛い女はお断りなのか？
そんなこと一言も言ってないだろ。
だよな。だってお前待ってただろ。実は私のこと駅でずっと待ってたんだろ。
待ってないよ。
嘘つくな。だって春樹の手こんなにも冷たいじゃないか。ずっと外に駅前にいたんじゃないか。
Yep, he is a liar and a hypocrite.
待ってないって。
Stop lying. She literally called you on your lie twice and you're like, I wasn't. With my hand still around her shoulders, I can feel Kazusa's hand on top of mine. Kazusa rests her cheeks upon the space between our touching hands. Kazusa's palm is warm, but her cheek is as cold as my hand. That's why I desperately hold down my other arm and avoid embracing Kazusa with both arms. Oh yeah, both arms, too much. One arm embrace? Okay, two arm embrace? Way too much. So silly. I can't say anything yet. I can't allow her to realize it. My true feelings and Yoko-san's true feelings. At least, I can't until the concert is over. That was what I promised her.
白血病なんだってさ。
There it is. And it sucks. That's why Touma Youko has been missing so often. I can't sleep. The second hand of the clock has spun around countless times as I've been staring at it. Actually, I've been watching the minute hand spin around a few times too, but I still can't fall asleep. Kazusa had already fallen asleep long ago. She was still rather tense, but today, she chased me out of the bathroom and ate her food with her own hands. Even after she slipped into bed, she glared at me for a while and spoke to me at length about her additional concert and her plans for when she leaves Japan. Tired from both speaking and her time outside, she defenselessly fell asleep right in front of me with soft breaths. That's why I was finally able to relax today and thought to myself that I'd be able to fall asleep easily. But my memories are getting in the way. And this has been happening, this has been happening since the introductory chapter. He needs to see a therapist and get his thoughts in order. Memories of the bombshell dropped on me this late in the game. The words that Yoko-san spoke.
だから白血病。普通は発酵のヒロインがかかる病気なんだけど、 神様も何を勘違いしたのかしらね。
After forcefully tracking down Yoko-san, who had concealed her own whereabouts, I came here to meet with her in person to, of course, talk about Kazusa. I wanted to tell her in earnest that I can no longer support Kazusa and ask for her help. And I wanted her to take responsibility she had forced upon us until now.
半年前くらいかな。たった2時間のコンサートで体がふらつくようになってきたのよ。
I wanted her to take responsibility. That way, Kazusa would have been saved. Yet.
3、4曲目あたりで動悸や息切れが激しくなってきて、終わった後も1時間くらい収まってくれなくてね。
Scary. It's scary and it's, you can't help it. Yoko-san called me to a location I could never have imagined. Hojo University Hospital.
ああ、とうとう来たか、糖尿病って思ってたんだけど。
普通は誰でもそう思います。親子とももっと節制すべきです。
ギター君は相変わらずだ。私に対してもいっつも偉そうなんだから。
すいません。まだ状況を飲み込めてなくて。
まあ、そうよね。当の本人でさえ受け入れるのに結構時間かかったし。
A 15-minute walk from where I live. Within the Hojo campus, which I commuted to and from for around 7 years, there is a hospital. In a private room of that hospital is where she lies.
向こうの病院で軽く見てもらった時には貧血だって言われたから、それから必死で食べて、ワインも白をやめて赤に変えたしね。
What a big sacrifice.
それ色だけじゃ。
それでもやっぱり症状が改善しなくてね。1年前ならオールナイトで弾いても平気だったのに。
Being able to do that in the first place is what is strange. Enough for Kazusa to view her as a hard wall to climb.
それで、これはやばいんじゃないのってことになって、こっちで信用のおける高柳先生に見てもらうことにした。
I know a Takayanagi Norimasa. He was the chief of the medical faculty in my university.
その手の病気に関しては世界的権威って言われてるし、何よりまあ昔からいろいろとあった間柄だし。
Yoko is so funny. She has had such a full life. And now, in the strangest way possible, he's yet another candidate for being Kazusa's father.
来日してから何度か検査入院して、だいたい病気の正体もつかめてきて。
入院。
In other words, the reason she disappeared without a trace so many times wasn't so she could catch up with old friends or spend the whole night drinking.
さてどうしようかって時に結構やばい症状が来ちゃってね。それがカズサのコンサートの夜。
And that's why she disappeared so fast in a taxi.
あの日か。
2日ほど記憶がないんだけどね。
And it's interesting why they did that and framed it in such a way that made them feel like, oh, well, she's such a bad mom. She's just leaving because her daughter had a bad concert. No, it was actually because she was having a medical emergency. I do still think she's a bad mom. But when Kazusa was overcome with sorrow because she had no one to support her, there was a person who was in even greater need of her daughter's support.
まあ、今は大丈夫。週明けには退院できるから。
カズさんにはそのこと。
言えると思う？今のあの子に。
I was planning on blaming this person. I was ready to look down on her and give her a lecture or two. despite that, I've figured out just how little I knew.
もしかしてカズサの来日公演も。
いつかは連れてくるつもりだったけど、急いだのはこのためね。
The reason these concerts in Japan were organized wasn't simply to cash in on her popularity. It wasn't simply the judgment of a producer.
トーマカズサは日本で受け入れられるのか、うちのバカ娘はもう一度日本で暮らせるのか、その両方を確かめたかったの。
She doesn't know if she can be there to experience her daughter's future. That's hard. That's really hard. And so, this was the shock therapy that a mother had devised after carefully thinking about how she would ever convey this news to her daughter.
私が生きてるうちにね。
そんな。
Although everything she's done up until now in that regard has failed horrifically, I can't bring myself to blame this doting parent after knowing about her circumstances.
言っておくけど、すぐ死ぬつもりなんか全然ないわよ。
はい。
最近はだいぶこの病気の致死率も下がってきてるし、薬打ちまくって金使いまくって、少なくとも100までは生き延びるわよ。
Let's hope so.
お願いします。
With her words, I managed to perceive her strength. A strength that makes me think, since it's Touma Youko we're talking about, everything will be fine.
ただね、もうウィーンには戻らない。私はもう日本を離れるつもりはないの。
陽子さん。
But despite that, I can no longer see the once triumphant and carefree pioneer who once abandoned Japan anymore.
自分の生まれた国ですもの。なんだかんだ言って世界で一番愛してる国ですもの。
That's fair. I can't blame her judgment. As a compatriot, I can sympathize with her. And the more I find out about her circumstances, the less I can bring myself to oppose her. But even then...
カズサは。
That's a big question.
どうしよっか、ギター君。
そんな。
That's a lot to ask of your daughter's ex-crush. Or crush, I guess. She spoke with a hint of humor, but I'm sure there wasn't any falsehood in her lamentful words.
今のカズサは陽子さんを超えることだけが人生の目標で、なのに陽子さんしか頼れる人がいなくて。
And Kazusa will probably be able to detach herself from any lingering regrets in Japan.
そっか、カズサのことを拒絶したのね、あなた。ねえ、あの子のどこがダメだったの？そりゃピアノ以外に取り柄ないし、暗いし、わがままだし、意地っ張りで諦めの悪さはちょっと低レベルだけど。
そういう問題じゃないです。あいつに不満なんかありません。
そんなこと平気で言える人間、世界であなたしかいないから期待してたんだけどな。
We both relied on each other too much.
また負けたか、我が娘は。しかも5年前と同じ相手に。
やめてください。
I thought that this person alone could... I thought she alone could do something about that moody genius's inability to become part of society. Never once considering that...
こっちとしても賭けだったのよね。
I mean, yeah, they're both in the wrong here. Honestly, she should have socialized her daughter when she was younger. She didn't. She abandoned her. She became ridiculously clingy and dependent on Haruki from high school. And now here we are again. She's like, please take care of my daughter. But like, he's already engaged. You can't ask that of someone.
私だって一応親なんだし、カズサが独り立ちできるまで一緒にいてやりたいって思ってる。
But I can't blame her for that at all.
けれども、それをウィーンで実現させることはできない。わがままではあるけれど、自分の一生のことだから。
Because we're both relying on each other for the sake of our own lives.
だからカズサを無理やり日本に連れてきた。永住するために。
No person should have to give up their lives to support somebody else, right? Yoko wants to die in the country she was born in. That's totally valid. Haruki wants to maintain his relationship with his fiancé or girlfriend. Totally valid. You can't make somebody give everything up just to support someone who's like weak and not independent. I don't know. She's gotta figure something out for herself. If I could accept those words in full earnesty, I would find them joyous from the bottom of my heart.
ピアノの方に限って言えば、今の日本なら、今のカズサなら、もうヨーロッパじゃなくてもやっていける。
Kazusa, who separated from me in such a sorrowful way 5 years ago. Kazusa, who I thought I'd never see again, will be within a reachable distance every day from now on.
もともとフリューゲルのじいさんは今年で引退だし、次の師匠も日本で見つけてある。橋本健二っていう若手ナンバーワンピアニストを育てたフランス人のおばちゃんでね。まあ昔は男取り合ってよく大喧嘩したけど。
During our commemorations, or even whenever I feel like it, I can call Kazusa to join our gatherings.
だからあとはカズサが再びここで暮らせるか、それだけが一番の心配事だった。
We can restore the three, consisting of Kazusa, me, and Setsuna. Well, I don't know about that last one. Or I don't know about the trio in general.
でも結局ダメだったみたいね。カズサを吹っ切れさせることも、カズサの思いを遂げさせることも。
We can go back to being three again. But that won't be the same three who swore eternal friendship 5 years ago in the Hot Springs Inn. It will be a three where no one can consider the others as friends.
あなたこそがカズサを日本に戻すための最後の希望で、そして最大のネックだった。
俺にそんなこと言われても、いきなりそんなこと言われても。
あの子の気持ち聞いたんでしょ。それで受け入れなかったのよね。ならそれが結果なんだからしょうがない。
受け入れられると思いますか。5年間音信不通だったんですよ。どうやって信じろって言うんです。
ずっと一緒にいた私が保証しましょうか。あの子が5年間どれだけ色ぼけてたか。
Come on, that's
愛も
not
しない
fair.
たった一人の男相手に。
That is so not fair.
別にそんな。
あの子は毎日10時間あなたと会話してたのよ。だから思いが色あせることなんかあるはずなかった。
10時間。
Yeah, through her piano, the only way she could properly express herself. That's the time Kazusa spent with her piano. The time when she wasn't rebelling against her mother, and the time she wasn't hurling abuse at me.
そうやってずっと冷めない恋をしてたから、あの子のピアノはどんどん色っぽくなってって、いつの間にか世界に認められるようになっちゃって。
そんな。
カズサの告白聞いたんでしょ。なら今さら信じられないなんていうのはなしよ。
It's because her sensibilities are so infantile. It's because her outlook is so narrow. It's it's because she had no interest in anything else that Kazusa's piano outshone others so much. It really is a mockery of art.
でもね、相手が悪かった。カズサにとってあまりに高嶺の花だった。
俺が高嶺の花？どうして？
だってギター君普通の人だもの。そんなハードルの高い相手、やっぱりあの子には無理だったのよ。
This is so unfair to Haruki, and I wouldn't usually say that. He's in a long-term relationship, and she's like, oh, well, I guess Kazusa was just too much for you. I guess you wouldn't want to be with her. And it's like, no, it's just... Every person in the world has a number of soulmates, whatever you want to call it, potential people they can be with. He's on one path. You know, that doesn't mean that it's impossible for him to be with Kazusa. It's just that why would he jump off of the path he's been on for so long and he's established in to jump onto another path? It has nothing to do with her personality, like he's been saying the whole time.
意味がわかりません。
It's just frustrating.
だって私たちは普通の人の人生を壊す力を持ってしまっている。しかもそれを抑えることができないの。だからもしもあの子があなたを手に入れようとしたら、あなたの周囲の世界ごとぶち壊すことになる。
Her lifestyle playing concerts that makes it impossible to remain in just Japan. The enormous cost of maintaining her ability and lifestyle. The media commotion these past few days that not even she herself desires. Her lifestyle, her life goals, and even her standards for happiness are completely different from me. She lives in a world I'll never be a part of and never be accustomed to.
それは別のある人にとってはとても残酷で無情で本当にひどいこと。
Even if I jumped into it with full awareness of the risks, what about the people who were around me when I lived an ordinary life? What about Setsuna's happiness? There's no point thinking about it after all. Kazusa didn't fall in love with the true me. It's no more than an idealized image of me that Kazusa invented. After all, Setsuna was made to walk around in circles because of the real me these past 5 years. She suffered due to the difference in ideal and reality, and only through repeated dialogue did we manage to get to this point. That's why Setsuna's feelings, our relationship established through long talks, is the actual truth.
Yoko-san,
I mean, I don't think Kazusa's feelings are false either, but yeah, you have grown a lot together with Setsuna, more so than you have with Kazusa. No matter how much Yoko-san tries to defend Kazusa, and no matter how pure and genius Kazusa's feelings are, no, that's precisely why the answer is clear before my eyes. Choosing Setsuna is the correct answer, one that is totally free from mistakes. That's why I have to tell her. I must tell her that Setsuna is the only one I have. I must tell her without muddling my words that I must say farewell to Kazusa.
だからね、ギター君。こうなってしまった以上、あなたはあの子を思いっきり振ってあげて。
Well, guess at least you're on the same page.
せめて少しでも傷の治りが早くなるようにスパッと切り捨ててあげて。
That's what I've been saying. I knew that much, but even so, I failed again.
絶対に自分で傷を癒そうなんて考えないこと。あなたが少しでも隙を見せたら、あの子は絶対に諦めないわよ。
In the end, I could never say out loud what I had determined in my heart.
そんなことあるわけないって思う？それこそ普通の人の感覚ね。
Because of that, my position returns to its original state, and I find myself once again defending Kazusa.
カズサはね、本質的には私と同じ式状況なの。一般人並みの理性なんて持ち合わせてないの。
陽子さん。
Yeah, that's a... Maybe saying that about Kazusa, it's still awkward. But saying it about yourself as well is very awkward. I find myself put in a difficult situation yet again by Yoko-san.
でなければ、5年も会わずにいた男をひたすら思い続けるわけがない。あなたの常識にそういう女はいるかしら。だからこれからも忘れない。下手をしたら、いえ、今のままじゃ確実に一生新しい恋なんてできるわけがない。
She's so flip-floppy, like, please reject my daughter. But just know that she's never gonna love a man ever again. Like, okay, pick one.
そんな俺なんてほんの1年間クラスメートだっただけであいつにそんな思われることしたわけじゃ。
It's a trauma response.
それを決めるのはあなたじゃなくてカズサよね。
Why do mother and daughter always have to say the same things? It makes it sound like what Yoko-san is telling me is all what Kazusa truly feels.
もう一度言うわよ。北原春樹くん。
Ooh, calling him by his real name. But, Yoko-san.
あなたがあの子を受け入れられないのなら、今すぐあの子を捨てて。それがあの子のためなんだから。
If I do that, then what will happen to Kazusa? If she becomes unable to rely on not only me, but Yoko-san too? If her goal, her only guidepost, disappears like a mirage? Well, who will be able to protect her? But that's the unfortunate truth. You can't protect everyone.
さてと、世話になったわね、直理くん。
僕のことをそう呼ぶのは今や君とキャバ嬢だけになってしまったな。
The fact that this old doctor still goes to cabaret clubs is very adorable. Kind of weird, but adorable.
それってかなりいるってことじゃないの？
そんなことよりこれからだよ、陽子ちゃん。これからが君の本当の勝負で僕の本当の出番だ。
当てにしてるわよ。そのためにわざわざこんな偏僻な国に帰ってきたんだから。
君の業界的にはそうかもしれんが、こうやって因縁浅からぬ相手のいる国を偏僻だなどと言われると
そんな理由で各国に配慮してたら、私の場合どの国も世界の中心ってことになっちゃうから。
相変わらずだね、君は。そのエネルギーがあればあと10年は保証するよ。
10年じゃ足りないわ。あと80年よ。100までは生き抜いてやるって決心したんだから。
Because Touma Youko is definitely 20 years old.
この後に及んでまだそこまでサバを読むかね。
トーマさん、お迎えの方見えられましたよ。さて、そういうわけで今度は来月にでも会いましょう。
せめて週に一度は診察を受けなさい。僕は水曜の午後に顔を出してるから。
どうも退院おめでとうございます。
Yay!
あら。
Yoko-san greets me with a somewhat blank expression after seeing me poke my head out from behind the nurse. This might be the first time I've seen that expression of hers.
やれやれ。今度は娘と同じくらいのボーイフレンドかい。相変わらず君は。
I love his little yare yare. What a fun old doctor.
は？
He'd probably be fun to have, like, hang out with at a party.
相変わらず腐ってるのはあんたのそのピンク色の脳みそよ。それで
今からスタジオの方に向かいます。カズさ、昨日から練習を再開してるんですよ。
そういうこと聞いてるんじゃないわよ。どうしてギターくんがミオちゃんの仕事やってるの？
At first, Yoko-san was just gawking at me, but once we got in the taxi, she started to leer suspiciously at me. Well, I suppose that's only natural.
工藤さんは朝から晩まで拘束されてまして、主に陽子さんの代理で。
だからって
会社の許可は取ってます。しばらく東間陽子の使い走りをするって。それが増刊号出版の条件だと提示されたってことで。
Tricky.
もちろん入院のことは言ってないのでご心配なく。編集長も上司もまああの人だからなぁとあっさり納得してくれました。
あいつら。
In times like these, her usual jokester-type personality really is useful. After all, I can convince anyone of anything by just saying Touma Youko said so.
で、何の話？
今日からの進め方について打ち合わせておこうと思いまして。
A very important conversation. So, I think on that note, that's a good place to hold off for now. So, thank you so very much for being here with me on this episode of CODA, and I'll be back with the next one shortly. Until then, hope you take care. See you!